Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to FlavorTown. We're here to inform you about the groundbreaking and timeless practice of, you guessed it, eating bugs, otherwise known as entomophagy. So, entomophagy. It's the practice of eating insects. Humans have harvested and eaten insects, larvae, and adult insects since the early beginnings of history. This practice spans throughout multiple cultures in much of the world. Did you know that the most common cultures that eat insects are within South and Central America, New Zealand, Africa, and Asia? It's true. In South and Central America, the most common insects that are eaten are bees and beetles. In New Zealand, the most common insects that are consumed are beetles and nymphs, while caterpillars, termites, and crickets are most commonly eaten in Africa. But the mulberry silkworm is the oldest domesticated insect in the world. It was cultivated by the Chinese for its silk and its nutritious pupae as early as 5,000 years ago. Insects can be eaten raw, fried, roasted, toasted, and broiled. Isn't that neat? So you might be wondering, why even eat insects anyways? Well, they're a great source of protein, and it's critical for people to maintain a healthy human body. Studies have shown that if insects are bred in different ways, the nutritional fat of insects will be improved, and therefore we as the consumers get healthier too. So, now you all know eating insects is beneficial to human health. But you might not know entomophagy also has a very positive impact on environmental protection and safety. Using insects instead of livestock can reduce a significant amount of greenhouse gas emissions. Insect farming will greatly reduce the use of land space. When vertical planting is used for insect production, it can save 95% of the water in conventional cultivation.
So let's be more specific. Can we implement a program to eat insects in the United States? And how can we make people more readily available to accept it? There are a lot of insects on the land of the United States, such as crickets, cicadas, ants, termites, and mealworms. And in fact, they all have great nutritional effects. First, they can provide nutrition for people with autoimmune diseases such as Crohn's disease, because they can't take regular proteins in. The second point is to advertise that it can be used as a weight loss supplement. Compared with beef of the same size or volume consumed, insects have only 2/3 of the fat and half the calories. Third, as nutritional supplements, amino acids, vitamin B12, riboflavin, the biologically active form of vitamin A, and several minerals can be found in insects, and this can be used to replace expensive supplements. Finally, we can try to change people's way of thinking about eating insects, because insects are no different from the other animal meats that we already consume. I know that some of you feel gross to eat insects or worry about whether insects carry diseases, but so far researchers are optimistic about insects as animal feed and auxiliary proteins. Because the connection between insects and mammals is very remote, the risk of cross-species infection with viruses and other pathogens would not be higher than with mammals. The risk of pathogen infection is much lower with insects. Except all the reasons we've discussed, from a longer-term perspective, climate change, global population growth, scarcity of arable land, and rapid changes in consumer preferences are all limiting people's choices of protein. What if one day the number of agricultural land and livestock on Earth cannot provide enough for the people? Before that, we should think of using edible insects to solve this problem. So if it were up to you to decide, would you start eating bugs?